Each afternoon, real setups are broken down with entry strategies and the technical reasoning behind every trade. This is today's best trade setups with verified investing.
Welcome to today's best trade setups. My name is Benjamin Poole, head trader here at Verified Investing. The S&P 500 put in a topping tail on Friday. It's already retraced to 50%. So this looks like a great opportunity to enter a swing short on the S&P 500, knowing that we've got to stop out on any daily closing basis above that topping tail. Also, U.S. oil is having a little bit of a surge to the upside, and then Bitcoin had this huge rally up to that $80,566 level. We're going to go over that at the end of the video. Let's go ahead and jump right into the charts. The first one I'm going to talk about is the S&P 500. So here's the topping tail. You have this pivot top here connected to the pivot lows. And so if I zoom into the charts, what I'm looking at, actually, it never hit the 50% Fibonacci retracement. So the 50% Fib retracement is sitting at $722.67. So for those aggressive traders, this is a level to get in, knowing that you would just stop out of the trade above 724.87 on a daily closing basis. Not a pierce, but a close above this. This would negate this topping tail, and that could send the S&P 500 higher. What I'm looking at on the charts, let me go ahead and remove this Fib retracement level. It was originally $730.08. But because this upsloping trend line and the price action moves, if it does get in there tomorrow and closes above, my next level of resistance is going to be $731.29. Overall, this extended move to the upside on the S&P 500 could be potentially coming to an end. So we've got to monitor this topping tail. USO is also heading higher, like I'd mentioned. I still like this gap in the charts sitting just below this secondary gap. So $150.69. If we can get another push to the upside, that's my first shortable level, knowing I've got this previous gap in the charts at $151.26. Similar to how I'd play the S&P 500. If it does close above that on a daily closing basis, then I would look to stop out of the swing trade on US oil. Google is having a nice push. Well, it's down a little bit, but what I like is this upsloping trend line. Pivot low here, secondary hit, third hit, fourth hit, finally got below, retraces scene of the crime, and then all of a sudden it's pushing back up, cleared like substantially past the all-time highs. $390.10 is still that level that I would love to take this opportunity for a swing short, knowing that if it does close above 390, my next level of resistance is going to be a pierce of $400. Once we do start closing above this upsloping trend line, though, the sky's the limit. We don't have too much resistance levels after that. And so that could be your exit level, depending on how you trade this. For me, I wouldn't mind dollar cost averaging every 10% up higher or so, which would be every $40 on the chart of Google. Eventually, we're going to have another rollover in the markets, and Google will be taken down with it. Nvidia, a nice sell-off today. Closing, or it's getting down to this first long level. You have this prior gap in the charts sitting at $195.56. What I'm looking at today for a day trade is a pierce of 195 to enter a long trade at 194.92. Because this was a previous gap in the charts, as well as all this price consolidation, I would like it to pierce that a little bit, knowing I've got additional support at this opening red bar candle at $194.21. So that's why I would be in between these two support levels is where I'd pick up for a long trade. Now, those of you who are a little bit more conservative, you could wait for this gap in the charts sitting at $189.31. SanDisk is having this nice push to the upside as well. Look at this. So this is the logarithmic chart on SanDisk. A couple different ways to play this. You could be very patient, and I've had to move this upsloping or this price target. And this has to do with the fact that if it would have hit here on the 24th of April, then the upside move would have been 1325. But if it hits there on the 5th of May, Cinco de Mayo, you're looking at $1,454. And again, this is the logarithmic chart. And this gives me an idea of where the next level of resistance is going to be. And depending on when it hits, could be as high as 1454. And I know that seems like a really big move on the chart of SanDisk, but really that's only a 16% move higher, 200 points. But that would be my shortable level for a swing trade. Actually, it's getting overly extended anyways. And so if you were to start shorting this now, You would just dollar cost average every $100 or so. And then once you get in the money, remove some of your position and help navigate the trade that way. Because you do get some pretty good pullbacks once you get overly extended on the chart of SanDisk. Micron is having this nice surge to the upside. So when I was mentioning Google, that was a hidden trend line. And so Micron has a hidden trend line as well, where price consolidates on the upper end of this trend line, breaks below, retraces perfectly to it, gets this nice pullback, clears the all-time highs, and continues to march up. So if we get up to about $600, that is my swing trade short level on Micron. Look at this overextension. So $312.15. That was from the lows of the 31st of March, 2026. In just a short amount of time, if it gets up to $600, that is a 93% move to the upside. Obviously, that can happen because it's happening now. My resistance level is a pierce of $600. For those of you who are a little bit more aggressive and don't think the $600 level is going to pierce, you could enter it at $595, knowing that you've got this resistance level above you. And then that could also be your stop out. If it does start closing above on a daily time frame above $600, or it starts to consolidate right here at $588 to $600 over 6 or 7 days, that means that all these sellers who are exiting their trade at $600 have already exited, and this allows the bears to exit the trade, bulls to take charge, and really drives this to the upside. So how you navigate that trade would be up to you. I still like this as a day trade short. Anywhere above $590, that's going to be a great shortable level for a swing for a day trade today. Swing trade level is a little bit higher. Charles Robinson Worldwide is getting nice drawdown today. I do have this previous pivot low right here at $159.96. This low pivot for a day trade, again, along at $159.96, is that first aggressive level. If it does start closing below that on a 15-minute closing basis, this is a trade that I would look to stop out of. And the reason is because look at this tail. So you had this tail that goes all the way down to $149.34. There's not a ton of support after that, or after this pivot low here, which is why I would look to then re-enter it at this green bar candle opening, knowing that I could dollar cost average all the way down to a pierce of $150. So that's how I'd play that. And then you have this gap in the chart sitting a little bit lower at $148.44. UPS is actually into a great gap in the charts right now at $97.51. Because the gap is currently hitting right now, it's not going to provide quite as much, as much support once it gets down there. So if you're watching this video and it's around 12:30 and it's still at $97.51, you could still enter the trade. Just know that if it does close below that on a 15-minute closing basis, you've got to look for your next support level. And so let's jump into the charts and show you where that next support level is. So you're going to have this low pivot point right here at $95. And then you have this gap in the charts right here at $84.93. So that would be the next level of support that I'd look for. Maybe look for a pierce of $95. So again, aggressive traders, $97.51 if it's there when you guys watch this. And if not, if you're a little bit more conservative and it's already gotten through that level, you're looking at $95 pierce, and that is your next level. A little bit more conservative, knowing that you've got this pivot low in the charts on UPS for another support level. So that would be about a $1 drop, 90-cent drop from this first gap to this second gap. FDX is also having a nice drawdown today, as well as UPS. So as you can see, UPS isn't quite as low as or FDX isn't quite as low as UPS. So I'm still liking this $357 whole round number for a long play. You got this nice gap in the charts. If you zoom out or if you zoom over, you've got a lot of support in this area. This opening candle for the green bar candle sitting at $355. This is another one, though, that I would look to stop out of if it does close below this on a 15-minute closing basis. This is where I'd likely exit it and then look for the next level of support. After this on the chart of FDX, you're looking at about another 4% move to the downside. And going into Tuesday or Wednesday, 341.81 is still a level that I would look at for a long play. So keep this one on your radar, especially if it gets below 357, even whole round number. Here's what I like about charts. I'm going to zoom out in the chart of FedEx. you've got this upsloping trend line, pivot high here, secondary hit. Look at this, closed above it, got a nice rejection. From this pivot high, you got an 11% move to the downside. And then all of a sudden you got back up, did close above it. Looked like the bulls were in control, but then all of a sudden the bears came in and the earnings came out. 357 is where it's likely to head. If it does, again, get below that, because we've broken this upsloping trend line right here, it's looking to go down to 341.81. If you are looking to enter this for a swing trade short, just because it closes below does not guarantee that it's going to be a continuation move. So what I look for is price to get a little bit lower, the bears or the bulls to drive this up, retraces the scene of crime. If we can get this as a swing short around $386.23, and it really depends on when it hits this upsloping trend line. After that confirmation, this is where you enter, knowing that if it does close above this pivot top at 403, that's where you could exit the trade for a swing trade short, and stop out of the trade unless you feel like dollar cost averaging into the trade. Bitcoin, I was telling you to keep this on your radar. I did have this upsloping trend line. Here's this. One of the reasons that we really like confirmations. Here's this upsloping trend line on Bitcoin. Pivot low here, secondary hit, third hit, fourth hit, fifth hit. We finally broke below. This was not our place to enter the swing short. Notice how it didn't close below this low pivot. And then all of a sudden, price is retracing to the scene of the crime right where I had my short level at $80,556. This is a major pivot in the charts that you actually got a really good rejection. It actually got back lower than $78,664, which is a pivot high area of support. And that's why it's nice to pay attention to major pivots in the charts. It can tell you where previous price action was sitting. So these people who were in this trade were very bullish on this. As you can see, nice tail on this chart. Price action finally got below it. If they didn't exit that trade, they're thinking, oh my goodness, look at how far out of the money I am. I was profitable on this trade, and now I'm down 25%. So then all of a sudden, you make this 34% move to the upside, where these people had already decided that they were going to take their losses. Now they get to this level, and that's why you're getting this pullback on the chart of Bitcoin. What we're looking for now is for those bulls out there, price to consolidate right underneath this $80,556 level. If it can do that over the next 6 or 7 days, then you're looking at the bears getting out of the way, and the bulls are going to drive this all the way up to $85,346. Now, here's the caveat. Here's this upsloping trend line right here. As you can see, this was a beautiful upsloping trend line, broke below, retraces the scene of the crime. So now we've actually flipped this to more bearish. So I actually don't see it going through $80,556. I anticipate more of a pullback. What I need to see, though, is price to close below 75,000. Once price action does close below 75,000 on Bitcoin, then you're looking at this these low pivots in the area at $70,743. So we also have to watch what's going on. Again, if it consolidates, then I'm more bullish. But right now, I'm more bearish on the chart for Bitcoin. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you could do me a favor, just go ahead and hit that like button real quick. And if you have time, go ahead and make sure you're following, liking, subscribing, and sharing with those friends so that way they can get the same market information you're getting. Also, verified market insiders. Let's see. Here we go. Like, follow, subscribe. Lower thirds. No. It's here somewhere. Anyway, it looks like we got rid of that QR code. Verified Investing Extras is where you can find additional information on a daily basis, and that's for free. So check out Verified Investing Extras, and if you guys want additional chart information. So that's what I have for you guys. You guys have a great rest of your day, and take care.